the North American Critical Ops competitive scene has seen a huge drop-off from what it used to be. I'm talking the glory days of 2017 through early 2019, and the resurrection, the second glory days, or the second renaissance of Critical Ops competitive scene from, well, pretty much early 2020 through probably the end of 2021. This is about, the two peaks of COps, as well as Worlds, but Worlds is kind of in its own category. And just to give you guys like a little visualization, this is the old state of Critical Ops, right? You have 2017 to 2019. You have all the Alliance seasons. They were big, they were huge, great. You also have the LAN in there. From 2020 onwards, and really late 2019 for NA, we had the Revival Tournament for $14,000 tournament, and then we had COL seasons, and then we also had the beginning of Circuit, which the first two seasons of Circuit were huge, were amazing. Towards the end of 2021, we had the Circuit Season 3, which was kind of a drop-off in terms of views, maybe one of the lowest viewing seasons in Circuits. And I think people kind of got bored of it. There was no hype, no new hype, just like, oh, Circuit again. And same thing kind of for Season 4, except for the difference is Season 4 was in 2022, where we actually had the roadmap, and here's the roadmap for 2022. You had Season 4 of Circuit, you had Season 5 of Circuit, which in my opinion, and in North America, Season 5 of Circuit was one of the most competitive. All four teams that made the final tournament were very, very evenly matched, and one of the most competitive seasons, one of the best seasons I think we had in Circuit besides Season 1. That was kind of like a little bit of a high point, and that was right leading into Worlds, which Worlds was, a lot of hype, the biggest tournament ever in Critical Ops, and I think one of the most viewed streams ever in Critical Ops, besides the LAN in 2018, which is the most viewed. But what is the current state of Critical Ops? We're now in 2023, where this is the roadmap. We had Pro League, which is new, it's a great idea, and I think if this had happened a couple years back, we would be seeing this having 50,000 views in each stream. Instead, we have like 10,000 views, maybe 20,000 the EU side, Eurasia side rather, but the NA/SA region, which is now combined into the Americas region, just doesn't have a whole lot of views, doesn't have a whole lot of teams or pros that are really at a tier 1 level. And, besides the top few, there are a lot of teams that are questionably cheating. And that is the current state of North America, really. There's a lot of cheater teams, and when we talk about the SA scene, the SA scene's like non-existent anymore. And that used to be one of the biggest, hypest regions, and it's like gone now, even though, you still have Evil Vision, the best SA team. You still have a few others that aren't in Pro League right now, but, are close. And, as this is going on, the current Season 3 of Pro League, my team Hammers is in there. We have 5 NA teams and 1 SA team. In the final tournament, we have 1 SA team, that's EV, they made it, and then 3 of us NA teams that also made it, including myself and Hammers. And it's a hype, it's very hype, and I think all the Pro League season final tournaments have a lot of the biggest, best names, best teams that have been around for, the last 3-4 years in COPS. But past these top 6 or 8 teams in Pro League from both regions, there's no good teams. I mean, not that there aren't good players, but these teams aren't, reaching Pro League, they're not winning your circuit to get into Pro League, they're not doing that much. It's kind of the same players, same teams over and over again. And a lot of this has to do with the scene kind of fell apart, and there's a lack of funding, I think. There is a lack of tournaments, besides Pro League, which is like, fine. You have a couple community tournaments for a couple $100, and you have Pro League for, $5,000 or whatever. But there's not a whole lot of money, not enough to sustain players, to keep players playing. And so when you got people like me who are leaving the scene, older players that have been there for a long time, that have really defined the scene, that have made some of the best teams, won some tournaments. When we start leaving, now you're left with a really immature young scene that doesn't have any structure, and that's where all your tier 3 teams below the Pro League teams are like these tier 3 teams that haven't made it up yet. They have some good players, some good gun skill, they have no structure though, they have no util, they have no strategy, they have no executes, it's just run and gun in the lower tier. And a lot of these players are cheating. It's not 100% confirmed, but there is a lot of evidence pointing towards a lot of these players buying and using cheats, whether it's in ranked or scrims or community tournaments. It's happening, and that is also ruining the North America scene. But I think if the next year doesn't have any sort of lands or any sort of huge prize pools, I'm talking make Pro League 20K for each region, make Worlds 100,000 plus. That would bring orgs maybe into the game, and you need orgs in here but the orgs aren't going to come in when the scene's so immature. So how do you get the old players back that are, you know, experienced veterans, that have, you know, good reputations, and they're not toxic towards each other? Well, you bring in big prize pools, and guess what? The scene could easily come back. You do have the issue of Valorant Mobile coming out, as well as Rainbow Six Siege Mobile. I think both these games are going to partially kill the game even worse. People are going to see big money opportunities there, versus here there's not a whole lot of money to be had, and I think that's just one part of the problem, is the devs just have not invested enough money into the comp scene. They have invested money, they have tried, you can't say they haven't tried, they just haven't invested enough money. And that's kind of the whole state of North America right now. Let me know your guys' thoughts, let me know what you guys think of the North American Critical Ops competitive scene, and be sure to like and subscribe for more content. I will try to make a video each week on this mobile channel, but we'll see. Also, subscribe to my PC channel and follow me on Twitch. I live stream every day on Twitch. You won't regret coming to watch. See you guys next video. Peace out.